Joop joop. Hey, what's up, optimistic moviegoers? Welcome back, and today we're going to be talking about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Full spoiler ahead, so let's get into it. Also, before we do, I hope you guys appreciate this new tapestry that I've just hooked up a couple of days ago, courtesy of my good buddy of mine, Drew, and he's a huge supporter of this channel, so shout out to him. With that said and done, let's get started. And as I said in the beginning, this is a full spoiler of the movie Guardians 3. If you have not seen it yet, you can watch my previous video right here for the spoiler-free review. But then again, if you don't care about the spoiler and you just want to hear about it and get spoiled anyways, well, that's your choice. I will respect it, but here I go. In Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, our favorite band of misfits is back for another thrilling adventure, this time on a simple mission to save Rocket's life. While on the mission, we get glimpses of flashbacks from Rocket's past, something that's always been a mystery since Guardians 1. Now, Rocket's flashback is what brings the emotional aspect to the story. And it's this story where we also learn about the High Evolutionary, who, just like in the comics, is the ruler of the planetary inhabitants called Counter-Earth, and also does experiments on animals, all for the purpose to build this perfect society. And really, there's only one word that I can describe this villain, and it's cruel. Now, the film does depict the nature of animal cruelty, which does make the film a little hard to watch. And I'm hoping that once this film drops on Disney Plus, I would hope that they would issue the disclaimer at the very start of the film. Just throwing that out there. But besides that, that's what makes the villain a lot more hateable. Is that even a word? And along the way, we meet Adam Warlock, played by Will Poulter. Gamora makes her return, or as I like to call her, Gamora B. I've heard other creators call her Alt Gamora. I think that's pretty neat. And other characters and groups such as the Ravagers, Kraglin, and our beloved and good dog, Cosmo. Now, the cast delivers outstanding performance once again, with Chris Pratt as Star-Lord, Zoe Saldana as Gamora, Dave Bautista as Drax, and the rest of the gang. Will Poulter's performance as Adam was brilliant and top-notch. I really did enjoy his, I don't know, doofiness? I mean, in the comics, he's more mature, rational, and more serious. But honestly, I don't mind this version of Adam Warlock, and I'm glad he was able to be part of the new Guardians at the end, right after he saved Peter's life. I would say that one of my two criticisms I have is that there should have been more screen time for this character. The dynamic between Gamora and Nebula was interesting to see. Given that Gamora B is from an alternate reality, both her and Nebula still have that sibling, you know, dynamic thing going on. Especially that greeting that they both do, which I thought was kind of funny, but, you know, it's still pretty awesome. Now, as far as further character development though, Nebula has been my favorite thus far. Ever since Guardians 1, she's been portrayed as an extremely ruthless, assaultive, and just flat out mean. But ever since becoming a Guardian, fighting alongside the Avengers, and fighting alongside Peter, Rocket, Drax, and Mantis, we see a completely new side of her. Now, this movie was absolutely a sequel that truly makes the audience grow closer with these characters. Their eagerness to save Rocket, Peter learning to accept and move on to new purposes, same with Mantis, and the rest of the gang after they disbanded. Now, the visuals in Guardians 3 are nothing short than spectacular, especially when arriving at Orgosphere. The action sequence in the third act are well choreographed and engaging, and all the more reason to watch it on IMAX. Because Marvel Studios really knows that all of us love a really good CGI'd hallway fight, and I obviously can't leave out the soundtrack. As expected, the soundtrack for Guardians 3 is a fantastic mix of classic tunes and modern hits that perfectly just complements the film's tone. And if you stick with the Guardians since the first film, James Gunn gives us a nice treat at the very end, a comeback to the song of Come and Get Your Love during the first post-credits scene. Oh, and speaking of post-credits, because there are indeed two, in the first one, we're basically introduced to a new comic book character I thought was pretty interesting, and I'm hoping to see again in future cosmic projects, and that's none other than Phyla Vell, aka Quasar. Now, in the comics, Phyla Vell is half Kree and half Eternal, who possesses cosmic energy, and she is the daughter of Mar-Vell. So my guess is that we would hope to see this character maybe like in the Marvels, or in a post-credit in the Marvels, or maybe in the sequel of Eternals, whenever that's gonna be. But you know what? That's just me speculating. Please do not tweet about me saying this because it's just theorizing. I mean, I can say just by experiencing this movie twice, because that's how much I have seen it, I really enjoyed every aspect of this film. All the comedy was right, and the jokes hit right, and even the heartfelt moments. And I'll admit, the first time, like, yes, the feels did hit me right there when seeing the flashbacks of Rocket. And watching it the second time, the feels just hit me a lot more harder. So with all of that said and done, Guardians 3 is an absolute must-watch. For me, this was James Gunn's way of saying thank you and just reminding us about the fun side of the cosmic side of Marvel that has been since Guardians 1. So I'm gonna give this movie an excellent 8 out of 10 star rating. Recommendable? Absolutely. Is it rewatchable? Definitely. Especially worth the movie marathon. Just being about the Guardians, it's definitely worth rewatching. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review of Guardians 3, and hit that like button and go ahead and comment down below and tell me what you thought about Guardians 3. Did you like it? And what were your favorite parts? So until next time guys, stay cool, stay safe, and keep watching movies, enjoying them as they are and how they should be, which is at the theaters and supporting your local movie theaters. Because it's better when we watch together, alright? Bye guys.